Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. And today, actually not today, tomorrow, update 14.5 is going live. So what we're going to do today is go through the update article for update 14.5 and go over what you guys need to know in order to get the most out of update 14.5. So all the deals and stills and things of that nature. So if you do like this type of video, please make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, all that jazz. Helps out on the YouTube side of things. But let us go ahead and get into the article, which you can find linked in the description down below if you want to read along as I read aloud. You can also get a free day of premium time by perusing through the article. They tend to hide it, somewhere within the article, but make sure you grab that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started, which begins with the Summer Festival Event Pass. So they note that the first progression line offers 3 days of Warship premium time, the Boom enemy destruction effect, and the Marina Carmen Fernandez commander with 10 skill points and an individual voiceover. So that is the highlights for the first progression pass. So you can get that cool like Tom and Jerry-esque destruction effect, which I think that's cool. By the way, you can turn off all of these destruction effects and cosmetics in your port if you don't want to see them in game. So I know some of you guys prefer just to see, the more historical side of the game rather than this, more cartoony side. So you can turn that off if you wish. The second progression line for the Summer Festival Event Pass will cost 2,500 doubloons, and you will get the Pin-Up Summer Permanent Camouflage and the Tier 6 Premium Italian Cruiser, the Duca di Aosta, and 150 summer tokens to progress you through the Summer Festival event in the Armory, which I assume they will have more on that later. So, you can get a Tier 6 premium ship. Duca di Aosta, it is an older premium ship. She does not have SAP, it's just HE and AP. She was a pretty solid cruiser back in the day. We'll probably take a look at her in the coming week to see if she's worth the 2,500 doubloons, which, that is less than what a Tier 6 premium costs either way, but we'll probably take a look at her later in the week to see if she's worth it. And this is the Pin-Up Summer Camo, if you are wondering what it looks like. Alright. So if you do have the Duca di Aosta, which there's a very good chance many of you probably do because she is, again, an older premium ship, you will get 7 million credits as compensation for the ship. So a big highlight of this update is that we are getting not one, but 2 community favorite events, or temporary modes I should say, running at oddly the same time. Asymmetric battles are coming back the day of the update, so tomorrow. And so is the Unbreakable line, which is cool. I very much like the Unbreakable line. It was a nice change of pace in the formula of the game. Asymmetric battles is the same format, so you and 5 of your friends against 12 bots. So there you go. From what I can see here, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed at all. So same. Not you and 5 friends, you and 4 friends against 12 bots, so that's cool. Unbreakable lines, anything changing with Unbreakable line? Yes, they have revised the format for the Unbreakable line. So it's 7v7, Tier 9, and Tier 10 cruisers, battleships, and destroyers. You have up to 4 cruisers, 4 battleships, and 3 destroyers. There are new maps now. The map pool now consists of Big Race, Hotspot, Land of Fire, Sea of Fortune, Trident, Loop, Sleeping Giant, and Greece. So the Unbreakable line will also begin on June 11th, but unlike Asymmetric, which is just running for the course of 14.5, which will be June 11th through July 9th, Unbreakable line will be running for the course of 14.5 and 14.6. So Unbreakable line will start again tomorrow and run through August 6th. So that's cool. That's interesting that they're dumping in 2 very popular temporary modes at once. Normally the summer months are the least active months for the game. You can go back and look at how the player base ebbs and flows during the year. The summer is normally a pretty low part. Maybe they're trying to drag more people back, more players back by having both of these temporary modes run at the same time. That might be their plan here. I don't know, but you know what? It's cool. I like that they are giving the community what they want, because these are 2 exceptionally popular modes along with Perilous Route. So that's cool. Thumbs up there, Wargaming. Now, something that's a little less popular with a chunk of the community is the second wave of experimental ships. So the Protector, the Hotaka, and the Varese are coming in 14.5. This also begins tomorrow, June 11th, and this runs through August 6th. So again, runs through 14.5 and 14.6. So the Protector, the Hotaka, and the Varese are coming. These are the secondary focused experimental ships. The Varese, we checked that out, and that is a pretty nutty cruiser. You know, it has more potential HP than a Kremlin, which is kind of goofy. So, yeah. So, it's, I believe, set up exceptionally similar to the current wave of experimental ships, you know, in terms of how you unlock them and such. Yeah, spend free XP or fight 10 battles playing tier 9 or higher ships. Once unlocked, you can research ship components for credits and action reports earned via combat missions. Note that each experimental ship must be researched sequentially, so you can't just go straight to the Varese, which is the kind of the really nutty one. You gotta go through the Protector, the Hotaka, and then the Varese. So, there you go. Alright. Now, they are running a leaderboard competition for the Oregon, which is another experimental ship. If you are in the top 25 on the leaderboard, you will get the Johnston, which is a tier 9 premium ship. 26 through 50, you will get 30,000 coal. 51 through 100, you will get 10,000 coal. If you just participate in the event, you will get 40,000 Elite Commander XP. So if you just basically play your Oregon, you get a free 40,000 Elite Commander XP. Let's see. If you already own Johnston, you'll get 5,000 steel if you come in the top 25 for this board. And then, yeah, so the next leaderboard competition they're running with these experimental ships will be based on the Varese. And total damage in a single random battle is what you are going for here with the Oregon for the leaderboard. If you want to maybe get a Johnston or, you know, some coal. You know, again, if you have an Oregon, I mean, you just get 40,000 Elite Commander XP, so okay, cool. Clan Battle Season 30 is going live on June 16th. It runs through August 3rd. This is the Clan Battle season that has classified documents. So that's fun, with quotation marks around it. 7v7 tier 10 ships. Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, so normal clan battle days. Yeah, so forth and so on. Most of you guys aren't that interested in that. So we are also getting the update to flagship operations. They say in update 14.5, operations with flagships continue to evolve. You can now upgrade classified documents to level 8 for more efficiency when battling flagships and their fleets. Each classified document provides attack and defense bonus against specific flagships and their entourage. As you did before, earn intel tokens through dedicated combat missions and use them to upgrade your documents. The next update will see the level cap for classified documents rise even higher. So you operation enjoyers, celebrate. The Dunkirk 1940 card game is continuing. It does end on June 18th, so you've got one more week of it. And I do highly recommend you guys take part in this. You can get a free gallant out of it, so a free tier 6 premium ship. So if you haven't done that yet, play the fun card game, get a free gallant. You have a week to do it. Brawls are, of course, returning in this update as well. They begin on June 16th, and the first round ends on June 23rd. The first round is 4v4 tier 8 ships, no more than 1 aircraft carrier, 2 BBs, 2 cruisers, and 1 destroyer per team. No subs, and you can div up to 4 players. The second round of Brawls, which they don't have a date for on the article, 5v5 tier 10. No more than 1 CV, 3 BBs, 4 cruisers, and 3 destroyers per team. No subs, and again, divs up to 5 players. Third round of Brawls, 3v3 tier 9, Be Still My Pommern. No more than 2 battleships, 2 cruisers, and 2 destroyers per team. Divisions of up to 3 players. Alright, coolio. Alright, so the Armory. So some interesting things that they do go over in the Armory, which is where a lot of the changes and a lot of the big content for this update is taking place. Interesting enough, this is a update article for update 14.5, but a lot of what we're about to talk about in the Armory doesn't start until 14.6. Of course, we're getting the content rarity feature in that update. I believe they're just giving us a heads up, so you know, if you haven't been, you know, following the news recently, there are some big changes coming to cost of premium ships and how premium ships are kept, I guess you could say, in the premium shop in the Armory in update 14.6. So we'll go ahead, read through this. And I do have a video out talking about the whole system if you do want a more in-depth look at it, which I would highly recommend. Even if you don't watch the video, just go read the dev blog article so you'll be up to date on what's happening with the content rarity system. Okay, so they say update 14.6 will introduce the content rarity feature along with the container barge improvements and ship rotation in the Armory and Premium shop. Content rarity will introduce changes to the user interface, providing players with additional means to better understand the amount of effort needed to acquire content and whether the content will be widely accessible or highly exclusive. As part of this feature, we'll add grades ranging from common to uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. This will affect ships, camouflages, and enemy destruction effects. The rarity system is not a reflection of a ship's combat effectiveness. It is a means for players to assess the amount of effort needed to acquire content and identify exclusivity. My tongue was affixed to the bottom of my mouth for the first 5 years of my life. I couldn't use it. That's why I have problems saying words at times. I do apologize. Also in update 14.6, the ship rotation system will be released. This will keep the most popular ships available for sale while rotating in new and older ships through the Armory and Premium shop on a regular basis, providing access to a greater variety of content. As part of these rotations, we're also introducing a regular schedule where uncommon and rare ships will return for purchase. This is outlined in more detail along with information about changes to the container barge interface over in the development blog. So yeah, they're just making you aware that, hey, look, this is the last patch where we have the standard system for premium ships. After this patch, it's going to change. I would highly recommend, again, reading the dev blog or watching my video. I mean, obviously, I'd rather you watch my video, right? But at least read the dev blog so you know what's going on in that. We don't have... this should be an hour-long video if we got into this again in this video. But, of course, there are some ships that are going to be pulled from the Armory and Premium shop that don't really make sense. They say they're going to keep the most popular ships, so that players can still pick those up. Yet they're removing ships like Le Fantastique, Kid, Scharnhorst, very popular premium ships. So, yeah. But yeah, so be advised, you got that coming on the horizon. The trade-in event is, however, coming this update. It begins on June 25th and runs through July 9th. They say, got ships in your collection that you don't use anymore? Perhaps there are also some ships that you've had an eye on but couldn't afford to date. If so, then the trade-in feature is back to help you. During the last 2 weeks of Update 14.5, it will be available as a special tab in the Armory. You'll have a chance to exchange particular ships you own for discounts in the doubloons or premiums or special ships. Wait, what? You have a chance to exchange particular ships you own for doubloons... own for discounts in doubloons on premium or special ships that you don't have in your port yet. I just can't read. Okay. The list of ships up for exchange has been adjusted a little since the last trade-in. So you can exchange Tier 5 on up premium ships, including rare ships. Half of your old ship's value in doubloons will be subtracted from the price of the new ship you buy, and it's only possible to trade in one ship at a time. Again, we had that list be given to us in the development blog as well. Trade-in events, I'm not really a huge fan of it, because what it does is, well, you give them one ship and you get a discount on a new ship. Sounds like a good deal, which it is, in, just looking at it from that point of view. But keep in mind that, of course, you have the Santa Container event at the end of the year where you can get a bunch of Christmas containers, and there's a very good chance that you might get that ship you just traded in back in a Christmas container at the end of the year. So, yeah, versus you getting a ship that you didn't have beforehand. Now, if you don't care about that, fine, fair enough, but I wouldn't really be trading in too many ships, in my opinion, at least, right? So, but it's cool, if you don't care about that and you just really want that, new premium ship, you don't care about the Santa Container event or, like, your odds of getting that ship back in, like, a super container or something, fair enough. So that is beginning, when again? June 25th, and it runs through July 9th. All right, we are getting a couple of new ships, actually 3 new ships in this update. So the first new ship is the Irresistible, which is the Commonwealth battleship. That will be available in the Army for 62,000 research points. Yeesh. So she's a Vanguard with 234 millimeter main battery gun. So she's a Australian Illinois. Yeah, it is an Australian ship. So yeah, an Australian Illinois basically. Um, well, sorry Harugumo, you get reset again, right? So I'll be working on my Research Bureau points for my Harugumo for that. So my review for that ship should be out fairly soon. Unfortunately, a ship that's going to have to wait for my review is the William D. Erst, which is another highly anticipated ship. We've seen her running around. And it's been something coming up against this ship in random battles, I will say that. So the William D. Erst is going to be available for 31,000 steel. So, yeah, I just got my Barbiano, so I'll see you in about 6 or 7 months, William. Well, when the coupon resets, in the winter. That's probably when I'll pick up the De Erst. So she is the G3 design with the 419mm main battery gun. So she's the Duncan. She's a Dutch Duncan, basically, with 15-kilometer airstrikes, which is really scary. So there's that. Now, some good news for this update is the Battle of Paso de Patria containers are returning to the Armory. These are the containers that you need to get in order to complete the Battle of Paso de Patria collection, where you can get Mr. Joaquim Marquez Lisboa, he is a fantastic unique commander for any of the Pan American ships. I highly recommend you guys pick them up. You can get the containers for 2,000 coal each, or of course you can purchase them for doubloons. Obviously, throw coal at the event, get Marquez, put him on your Libertad, have a great day. Alright, the Summer Festival is also returning to the update, coming back to the game in the update. Again, it begins on June 11th, runs through July 9th. They say the Armory Update 14.5 is shining brightly with sunny vibes. The Summer Festival opens up. Get yourselves ready for hot days with firepower, premium containers, and special bundles for doubloons that will bring you Days of Warships premium time, expendable economic bonuses, and permanent camos, among other valuable items. Moreover, these bundles grant you summer tokens as a bonus, a way for you to get some rewards. A special progress bar awaits you during the Summer Festival. Fill it with summer tokens to receive multiple rewards that get bigger with every level. To obtain additional summer tokens besides those from the bundle, complete special missions, and unlock the second progression line of the event pass, active players will be able to reach level 9 and obtain the Boom Enemy Destruction effect, a premium ship tier 6 container, unique expendable economic bonuses, and other rewards for free. Higher level carries rewards like steel, research points, tier 7, tier 8, and tier 9 premium ship containers, and a special ship tier 10 elite container, which is the final reward. Again, like I mentioned earlier, the summer is definitely a low point in the game's population. So obviously they run things like this to, keep you playing. And the way that this normally works is the tokens are kind of like a rebate. So if you buy, let's say, oh man, what's something easy? Like 1,000 doubloons worth of something in the shop, you get like 100 summer tokens back. And in the past, you've been able to exchange those for items in the armory, but now they've gone to this bar that you have to fill up with the summer tokens, and you unlock things at each progression point on the bar. That sounds like what they're doing here again. They don't have any images or anything, so I can't say for sure if it's like the previous event, but it sounds like it is, right? They will be releasing a separate article with more information on the festival. So there's that. My 2 cents. If you are playing, get what you can get for free. Don't go out of your way to spend something just to get some summer tokens for, like the tier 8 or tier 9 premium ship containers, right? Grab what you can get for free, and sure, if you are planning on spending money in the game, definitely, of course, enjoy the rewards you get with the tokens, right? But don't go out of your way just to spend money on this event. That is my 2 cents before we even see the full article. But speaking of the full article and information that would have been nice to know 6 days ago, so Naval Legacy, this is a new event that is coming up in the Army, apparently only this one time. So let me just read through this. The Naval Legacy event is dedicated to the Johnston, a destroyer that served in the U.S. Pacific Fleet. She participated in numerous operations but was sunk during an escort run during what became known as the Battle off Samar. 3 sets of random bundles are available, offering a chance to obtain the Johnston, new ships Nanning, and Cambridge. And this is, we'll talk about this in a second. But currently, as of 9:49 a.m., when I'm sitting down to record this video, the article says Warship, a version of Johnston with historically accurate hull damage from her last battle. Owners of Warship will receive a small bonus. Access to the 4-piece still standing collection that will reward you with historical commander Ernest E. Evans and it with enhanced skills, the GQ Johnny flag, and the corresponding collection achievement upon completion. We've talked about this before, right? So this is how I believe Warship is meant to be GQ Johnny, and the article just it's a typo. It's a placeholder for the name of the ship, obviously. So there you go. Now, you might be saying, okay, Seal, you talked about this beforehand. Surprise, you know, it is going to be, did they say it? Yeah, random bundles. It's going to be in random bundles, a copy of the Johnston. We talked about that before, right? Well, there's a twist here, ladies and gentlemen. It is a good twist. I'm very glad Wargaming is doing this. Like I said, if they were going to do this, I was going to sing their praises. So, good news. Starting with update 14.7 in August and continuing through the end of the year, you can take part in a special campaign that rewards regular play and earn Warship for free. If you already own Warship, you will receive Still as compensation. We'll share more details closer to the release of update 14.7. This will be a one-time anniversary-focused event, and we don't currently have any similar campaigns planned for future Naval Legacy ships. You'll also be able to directly purchase Johnston in the Armory and Premium shop, while Nanning and Cambridge will only be available in the Premium shop. So, we can get the GQ Johnny for free in August. That's great! I'm glad. I'm very glad they went that direction with the ship. Why didn't you tell us this when it was announced? Which is very odd. And maybe this is a response to the community, because I was far from the only one that was upset that, you know, the Johnston had been not even made it back into the Armory yet, right? And now they're selling us GQ Johnny. But now we know the Johnston is going to be in the Armory and Premium shop. Also, Nanning and Cambridge will be available in the Premium shop to purchase as well. I'm hoping that they're doing more like what we saw with the Porzarski, where you can buy just the Nanning and the Cambridge, or you can buy the Admiral bundle, you know, so you can buy them at normal price, or you can buy them with the Admiral bundle if you really want to. I like to think Wargaming's maybe turned a corner here. That'll be very cool if they do that, but I'm glad they're not stuffing them in only these Naval Legacy bundles, right? But GQ Johnny being available for free, excellent. Good job, Wargaming. I really appreciate that. It does seem like if this was maybe something that they decided after they announced GQ Johnny, because normally, here recently, the dev blogs have been pretty clear about, you know, what Wargaming has in store for future ships in terms of how we can acquire them. You know, they've told us before, like, this ship is only going to be available for this update, then we're planning on bringing it back in, like, a month or two, or sometimes, you know, 2 years later, right? They told us that with, like, the Kitakami. There you go. I was about to say the funny torpedo boat. They told us that with the Kitakami and the defense and all that stuff. Granted, maybe they didn't have their minds made up just yet when the dev blog was released. That could definitely be the case. But, you know, it's a good decision. However it was made, I'm glad it was made, and good job, Wargaming. We can get the GQ Johnny for free, and I would assume that also means we can get the Still Standing collection for free, and Evans and the flag and all that jazz. So, thank you, Wargaming. That is a good move on your part. Now, you can get a Tier 9 Premium ship for free. So, obviously, and they say here, they clarify here that it rewards regular play. So I like to think, you know, pretty tame missions maybe for a Tier 9 Premium ship. I'm sure probably some of the later ones might be a little bit more challenging, but you can get a Tier 9 Premium ship completely for free. That's a huge thing. I would highly recommend when let's say it's a campaign. When this campaign comes out, I would highly recommend you guys get the GQ Johnny for free, because a free Tier 9 Premium is a free Tier 9 Premium ship. So Good job, Wargaming there. Go get yourself a cookie for that. We are getting an Independence Day event this year. It looks like it's a little bit toned down from last year. So they say in Update 14.5, we prepared an Independence Day event to celebrate the holiday. It features the Wings of Freedom premium containers, plus thematic random bundles for doubloons, with numerous permanent camouflages for U.S. ships. You'll also be able to get Independence tokens through these bundles, as well as via special mission change. You can use Independence tokens to purchase additional bundles with the long-time no-see Eagles permanent camouflage for Worcester and Wings of Freedom containers, as well as a USS Florida charge sequential bundle with the flag, commander, and the gold Eagle permanent camouflage, and the ship herself, which can be yours for doubloons. Okay, cool. So Florida's coming back. Oh, isn't Florida already available in the Armory? Hold up one second. The Florida's already in the premium shop. Okay. I guess it's going to be available for doubloons. Maybe it's not in the Army for doubloons. You know what? Let me check that too while we're here. Fun fact: Florida is available for doubloons right now. Maybe that's what they mean. Like you can get the gold Eagle permanent camo, and then you can turn around and pick up the Florida. Maybe that's what they mean. All right. We're also getting the Return of the Star Trek collaboration event that begins on June 18th and runs through July 9th. Is the Star Trek operation coming back again? That would be cool. Let's see. Looks like no. You do. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's coming back. There's just you brought the best selection of goods from the. Yeah, no. It's just the commanders and the camos are coming back. Yeah, sad. That event was cool. I'd like to see that come back, Wargaming. I mean, that on top of the Asymmetrics and Unbreakable line, I think that would be pushing the player base a little bit too thin at that point. Okay, and that is it. So that's update 14.5 and a little bit of 14.6 as well. So, you know, we've got some things coming in this update. Not a massive update this time. 14.6 is obviously going to be much bigger with the changes to the content system and such. But we do have the Summer Festival to look forward to. And of course, it's not this update, but the free Tier 9 Premium coming in the future. That's neat as well. Asymmetrics and Unbreakable coming back, though, so that's cool. And, yeah. So, let me guys know what you think about the update. Are you excited for it, or is it kind of like meh for you? We are getting Irresistible and William D. Erskine. Those are two ships that, the player base seems to be most interested in. So, again, guys, let me know what you guys think about the update in the comments down below. Hope you guys enjoy. Have a wonderful Tuesday, a wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.